Spalla d'agnello arrosto con carote e scorza nera. I know that leg of lamb is a big main course for holidays for most of you, but I happen to love the shoulder of lamb. So this is the shoulder of lamb, and I'm gonna roast it with lots of vegetables, and the vegetables are gonna be the side dish. So it's gonna give a lot of flavor, the sauce, plus the side dishes. I have it all in one pan. How good is that? So let's start with the carrots. And since this is gonna bake for a while, you don't want it too small because you don't want them to disintegrate. You want them to remain in big pieces. Parsnips, pieces of celery, plenty sage, thyme, again, put plenty of it. Fresh bay leaves, let's put that in. And dry porcini mushrooms. So Italians, we use the dry porcini mushrooms to really kind of boost all of our roast soups, braisings, and all of that. It's a great, great asset in the kitchen. It's one of these Italians' umami. So get yourself some. Break it in small pieces. Okay. We're gonna season this with salt, with oil, and let's make sure that it's all coated with the oil, and it makes the base for the meat. Let me season the meat, salt. So this is on the outside, and you're looking at it, it has a little fat here. And that's good, that's okay, because it's gonna cook for about 2.5, 3 hours, and you wanna protect the meat, otherwise it becomes too dry. So you wanna leave a little bit of that outer fat. This is the shoulder that has been deboned. I flavor it on the inside, on the outside, just like that. Okay. Put it on top of the vegetables. To roast it, some wine, hot stock, so it begins to cook right away. So let's add the stock. Preheated oven, 425 degrees. Cover it, just like this, nice and tight. And you leave it covered for about an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, uncover it, baste it, and cook it for another hour, hour and a half until the meat is nice and tender and the vegetable is completely cooked. Now, when you do this kind of festive parties, I get a lot of questions from you, and I understand that. And here is Todd Johnson from Missouri. And he claims, timing is always my problem. How do you pick a menu and you keep all the food warm without drying it out or having it look tired? That's a very valid question, and it takes some planning. The oven is your savior when you have a lot of people and different courses. This dish here, you roast it, you get it to the point that you want it, cover it, keep it warm in the oven, and it will last. It will last well for a good half hour way after it is cooked. And don't cook your food all the way to the end. Always undercook your food a little bit. So when you reheat it, it kind of gets that last blast and it looks nice and fresh. So let's get it in the oven. All right, I think the shoulder of lamb is nice and tender. The vegetables are beautiful, and we are ready to serve this. So let's take the meat out and we'll let it rest a little bit. Let's freshen up the vegetables. Just a dab of red wine vinegar will really spike up the vegetables. And now we're on top of the stove with a little bit of fire going underneath so that the vinegar will cook into the vegetables. Okay, little scallions, just for a freshening. I like to use my scallions to the tip, nice and green and refreshed. Okay, so this looks ready to serve. Let's pick out the vegetables and pick them out with a slotted spoon so that the sauce remains in there. the vegetables. Let's cut the meat. I'm looking at this and, a natural cut is almost here. So this looks good and juicy. You can see the juices flowing. And so let's slice. So let me kind of pick it all up and let me rest it right on top of the vegetables. So let me go to the sauce. It is nice and hot, and a little bit of the rosemary while it's nice and hot to bring out the aroma of the rosemary in there. So I got 2 slices for myself, just a little bit of salt. Okay, a little bit of sauce, of course. And I think to make it complete, I'll sneak a carrot and I'll sneak a parsnip. Nobody will know. And voila, I am ready to taste a little piece right here. And a little piece of carrot and a little piece of parsnip. The whole, delicious. The meat is meaty, but yet very mellow. The tinge of the vinegar is really showing up, which is beautiful. And of course, a good glass of red wine with the lamb will just be delicious. But I certainly have plenty for you and for me. So, tutti a tavola a mangiare. Salute!
To learn more about Lidia, access to videos, and to get recipes, tips, techniques, and much more, visit us online at lidiasitaly.com.